Welcome, Namaste. Seems appropriate as we have Mitzi with us to start with cat stretch. So we're going to dip the back and take a breath on the inhale and arch the back, gazing towards the navel on the exhale. So pressing down into the floor firmly with the tops of the feet, hands moving with the breath, making space for the breath in by dipping the back and moving the chin forward, gazing forward on the inhale, and take the eyes to the navel. Watch it rise up as you exhale. Moving when the breath is moving. And like a cat would, following Mitzi's example, pleasing yourself. Doing exactly what feels right for you, no less and no more. And then you can take the weight out of the hands, fold back on a breath out, down to long arm child. Take a breath or two here, and then follow the breath forward on the inhale, tuck the toes under, and exhale, chin to the navel on downward dog. And on the breath in, bring the chin forward, lower the knees to the floor, folding back to child pose on the exhale. So your cue for moving forward is when the breath moves into the belly, and your cue for moving into down dog is the exhale. Finding that stretch down the back of the body in down dog and a stretch in the front body in Bittilasana. You can always substitute dog pose for cat pose if you don't want to work as hard or you want to avoid putting too much weight into difficult wrists or hands. So going with the flow here, moving with the breath, taking your time. On the next inhale, coming all the way up to kneeling, gaze towards the ceiling if you can, if it's not uncomfortable for your neck, hands to the floor on the exhale, and bringing the weight forward, navel to the floor on the inhale, take a breath out here. Inhale, lift the chin, gaze towards the ceiling if it's not uncomfortable for your neck, and folding back on the exhale. Inhaling, rising up to kneeling. Exhale into long arm child. Coming forward, stretching the chest and the chin forward on the in-breath. Exhale, take some weight out of the hands. Take a breath in here. Folding back on the exhale. Into and out of cobra. If you want to substitute cobra for sphinx pose, then please do. One more time. Make sure the navel is on the floor. Don't worry if the breath in here seems a bit shorter. That's because your chest is on the floor. Keep the legs heavy as you're practicing cobra. And then fall, or backwards rather, into long arm child. And again, you can keep your hands in front of you or have the hands by your feet. Heavy elbows, heavy head, heavy tail. And notice the effects of that exertion on the back body, moving as you breathe. And then moving carefully and gently, roll over onto your back and resting. Make sure the neck is long, chin tucked in, maybe having something behind the head to prevent the chin from tipping up towards the ceiling. And when you catch your breath, lift the arms on the inhale, rest them on the ground behind you or on a block if you can't reach that floor, and then bring the arms beside you on the breath out. So keeping all of the movement within the breath, moving when the breath is moving, and still when the breath is still. Again, notice that lift of the spine and the chest expand as you move those arms up and back. Perhaps the next time you lift the arms, you might want to lift the hips too, tilting the pelvis by pressing the knees forward, having the weight move into the toes. Lifting on the in-breath, taking advantage of that space in the front body, and rolling down the spine on the exhale. Again, if you're comfortable in that Dvapadapitam, you can hold that stretch. Use the muscles in the back to open up and lift the chest on the in-breath, watching the belly rising. You can be gazing towards the navel. Try and prevent the knees from moving out to the side. Try and keep the thigh bones parallel and the weight forward in the front parts of the feet, in the toes. And when you're ready, on a breath out, coming back to neutral. Again, pick up at your feet. So you have your hands on your knees now, and the arms and legs are above the body. Give the back and the breath a rest. And when your breath is settled, you can begin hinging at the hips, pressing the knees forward into the fingertips. On the inhale, feel the pelvis tilt and lift the spine. And as you exhale, press the knees into the hands. So there's no need to overexert yourself. You don't want to let those knees slip away from the fingers. Moving when the breath is moving, and still when the breath is pausing. And this pose will ease any tension in the back, stretch the spine gently. And when you're ready, you can lower your feet to the floor, perhaps one at a time. Arms into a T, and again, let the breath settle. Let the shoulders get heavy. And then you can begin to twist on the exhale, leaving the feet on the floor. Chin may go the opposite way to the knees. Inhaling back to neutral. And as you breathe out, moving the knees the opposite way into the twist. So continue to move on your breath. Exhaling into the twist. And waiting for the in-breath to come back to neutral. We started this asana with a twist one way. So finish your practice twisting the opposite way. And when you find yourself in neutral, check that the weight is in the center of the back of the head. And you can pick up the right knee and maybe clasp your fingers in front of the top of the shin. If it's not comfortable here, then you can hold behind the knee. Stretch out the left leg. Again, you can support behind the knee if that left leg is not comfortable, fully extended. As you exhale, bring the knee to the chest and lift the head to bring the nose towards the knee. Inhale, pressing the shin bone forward into the hands. And again, you want to stay steady and comfortable for this. So try not to overdo it. Try and keep the back print as balanced as possible. You can use the back of the extended leg, back of the calf and the heel to anchor yourself, to prevent yourself from rolling from one side to the other. So the pelvis is tilting, the spine may be lifting as you bring that knee forward and lengthen your arms. And then in the next breath or so, return to your resting position, both feet on the floor, both knees are bent, arms beside the body. And then we'll start with the left leg. Knee to the chest, clasp in front of the shin bone or behind the knee. Extend the right leg. Inhale, press the knee forward. Feel the back lift, and as you exhale, draw the knee closer to the chest, lifting the chin, nose or forehead closer to the knee. So working on the breath, again, if your head is feeling heavy, you don't have to lift the head. Working with the breath, trying to prevent yourself from rocking and rolling from side to side. And then resting again with the knees up towards the ceiling, feet on the floor, arms away from the body, thumbs away from you. And just allowing any tension in the spine to settle and getting your breath back. You may want to just slightly adjust the head by moving the chin very gently. Not the full range of movement is necessary here, just letting the weight drop to the left of the center of the back of the head and then to the right of the center of the back of the head, just to release any tension. As you do this, you can gently draw the chin to the throat to lengthen the back of your neck. You're allowing the neck muscles to release and for the head and the jaw to feel heavy. And from here, you can stay resting with the feet on the floor, or you can extend your legs and rest with the legs long. Again, if this is not comfortable or it causes any pinching in the lumbar spine, you can always put something behind the thighs or have the knees bent. And we rest, observing the natural resting breath, resting in the whole body, releasing any effort. Have a sense that we are being breathed, feeling those sensations of life in the body, and enjoying that stillness that's always with us, that peace that's always with us, that our yoga practice helps us find, and just connecting, enjoying that peaceful resting with awareness. And so you can rest for as long as you like. And when you're ready, please move gently and slowly. Namaste.